Welcome to today's class, and today this lesson is for all the students, not only group B, it is for both group A and B, as you can see in the screen. So as Ilora ma'am have already started the first three topics for the group A students, and for group B students I have already sent another video yesterday for especially for the group B students to cover up the same topics which have been done by Ilora ma'am for group A. And today we are going to have discussion on the next two topics, or we can say three topics. That is, first one is the growth of mass nationalism, and the next one is the advent of Mahatma Gandhi, and the next one is the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Okay, so in this lesson you all are going to you all will be able to explain the struggle against the British rule gradually, how it has become into a mass movement, how everyone have joined the movement to fight against the British for the independence. That you will be going to learn from this particular topic. And then another one is you all will be able to highlight the role of Mahatma Gandhi, especially for against the Rowlatt Act, or we can say Rowlatt Act, or we can say the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Okay, so the first topic is the growth of mass nationalism. So after 1919, the struggle against British rule gradually become a mass movement. So after 1919, the movement or the struggle against the British, that has become a mass movement. Everyone have participated, or you have they have been the part of the movement against the British rule. So it involves peasants, then tribals, students, women in large numbers, and occasionally factory workers as well. So many of the people of the country, they have joined this movement against the British, and certain business groups to begin to actively participate. Even some of the business groups also have taken part, or they have also supported the Congress in this regard. Then why was this so? Means why the movement have become a mass movement against the British rule? We should know the reasons. So first one is the First World War. As you know, that First World War, it was from 1914 to 18, have altered the economic and political situation in India. Due to that reason, due to the First World War, the economic condition and political condition also, it has become unstable in our country, and it has led to a huge rise in defense expenditure. Because of the war, the more expenditure was being made, or it was being required for the defense purpose rather than some other things like food security and all other things. Most of the expenditure was done on the defense purpose, means like arms, or we can say weapons. Now the government in turn increased taxes on individual incomes and business profits. So government, that is British rule, what was going on in the country, so what they have done is they have increased the taxes, because they have to compensate that loss, and they have to cope up with the requirement of defense. So they have to get those requirement of defense. So that's why, to cope up with that, the government have increased the tax on individuals income and also on business profits, so to get more amount of revenue which can be used for expanding on the defense purpose. An increased military expenditure and the demands for war supplies led to sharp rise in prices, which created great difficulties for the common people. So these things, as because I told you, due to First World War, the fear of the First World War, and also for the next, to save the country or to save the people, there was increase in the military expenditure, which has led to increase in the price, and that has created difficulties for the common people. Then on the other hand, business groups repeat means gather. They could have been able to collect fabulous profits. Why? Because there was a requirement for other industrial goods also after First World War, and that's why they were able to, the business people, they were business groups, they were able to gather or collect more income or profit after First World War. like the industrial goods like jute bags, clothes, rails, etc., and caused a decline of import from the other countries into India, which was initially being imported from other nations, but now after World War it has started to produce within the country, and that's why the business groups, they have fabulous profit within the country. So Indian industries expanded during the war. So during the war, First World War itself, or after that, the Indian industries have expanded. They have increased in the number, so to meet the requirements of the people, because now it has become difficult to import the items from other nations, and Indian business groups began to demand greater opportunities for the development. The war also led the British to expand their army, and in fact, after the World War First, the British has also started expanding the army. As I told you that for defense purpose, they have been expanding more on the armed forces, or we can say in the defense purpose. So that's why the war also has led the British to expand their army, and villages were pressurized to supply soldiers for an alien cause. And just alien cause is actually, it was not our national cause, it is the Britishers who have been ruling our country, and that's the reason they have been asking the villagers or villages to supply more people as to work in the army or as the soldiers. Okay, so it was for alien cause, means that cause is not our national cause, it is because of the British. They demanded for peasants and any other people from villages to join in the soldier to increase the number of armed forces or soldiers. Then a large number of soldiers were sent to serve abroad, and in fact not in our country. In fact, most of the soldiers were even sent to abroad, to their nation, to work as a soldier. So many returned after the war. So many of the soldiers who have been sent during the war period, because it was a long term war period, so after the war, these Indians who have been sent by the Britishers to the abroad, they have come back, they have returned back after the war, and they have understood the ways in which imperialist power, especially that Britishers who have been ruling our country, so this imperialist power, how they are exploiting the people of Asia as well as Africa, because these Britishers, the Europeans, they have organized colonies over Asia and Africa, and they have exploited the people as well as the resources of the Asian and African nations. So that has the soldiers who have returned back, they have understood that how this imperialist power, that is Britishers, especially the colonial rule, that have been exploiting the people of Asia and Africa, and they have come with a desire to oppose this colonial rule. So they have understood how they are exploiting the people of Asia and Africa, the Indian soldiers, and they thought, or they have come with an objective to oppose the colonial rule in India. Furthermore, in 1917, there was a revolution in Russia. There was another revolution. It was because of their own country after First World War, or during that period, there was a revolution in Russia against the government, and news about peasants and workers, they have struggled. The ideas of socialism circulated widely in the country, that has inspired the Indian nationalists to fight against colonial rule. So next is the advent of Mahatma Gandhi. So it is in this circumstances that Mahatma Gandhi emerged as a mass leader. Mahatma Gandhi being has an important role in in the independence, as you all know that. So he has been considered as the mass leader of all the people of India. Then, as you may know, Gandhiji, aged at 46, he arrived India in 1915 from South Africa. So having led Indians in that country in non-violent marches against racist restriction, he was already a respected leader. So as he has fought a non-violence marches against the racist restrictions in South Africa as well, so he already has a respected position, or he is being considered as a respected leader even now after the non-violence marches that has been against the racist restrictions. So he already is considered as a respected leader, so he is known as in internationally, not only in India. He is known internationally because he fought against a racist even in South Africa as well. So his South African campaigns, the campaigns he has made against the racist restriction, the discrimination against the races, that campaigns he have been leading in South Africa, had brought him in contact with many Indians, various Indians who can be either Hindu, Muslim, Parsis, Christians, Gujaratis, Tamils, North Indians, and upper class merchant, lawyers, workers. So many people he met during his campaigning period in South Africa. So that one was another thing, that like he met many of the Indians who belong to different religions, caste, or different regions of the country, when he was leading the non-violence marches against, or we can say the campaigns against the racist restrictions in South Africa. So Mahatma Gandhi spent his first year in India when, after he returned in 46 years of his age, that is in 1915. So 1 year after he returned to India, he has been traveling throughout the country from one place to another place, understanding the people, their problems, their needs, their overall situation, how they are leading their life. So he tried to understand the people of different parts of the country. So that's why he was started traveling for 1 year. He has just traveled around the country to know about the conditions of the people, to know about their situation, the needs, their problems. So he had been traveling around the world, country. So his earliest interventions were in local movements in Champaran. So first, initially, we have already seen in our previous chapters about Champaran movement. So he first initially he has started locally to move around in Champaran, which is in Bihar, then Kheda in Gujarat, then Ahmedabad, where he came into contact with Rajendra Prasad and Vallabhbhai Patel too. So in Ahmedabad, he led a successful mill workers strike in 1918, just because to go against the mill things. So he wanted Swadeshi things to be produced within the country. So that's why in Ahmedabad, where cotton textile industries have been established in, or we can say not only that, as a whole, he has led a successful mill workers strike in 1918. Now, next topic is the Rowlatt Satyagraha. So, Satyagraha means it is a movement against the Rowlatt Act. Now, what is a Rowlatt Act? So, let us see what is Rowlatt Act. So, the Rowlatt Act was an act which allowed the British government or the authority and the power to arrest people and keep them in prison for up to 2 years without any trial, if they were suspected with the charge of terrorism or any kind of who goes against the British. So British, they have passed on this act to arrest the people, and they can keep the people in the prison for 2 years without any trial, without presenting them in court or anywhere. Directly they are being kept in the prison for 2 years if they are suspected to do something which is objectionable or something which is against the British rule. So now the Rowlatt Satyagraha is a movement. So let us see what we have seen in the Rowlatt Satyagraha. So in 1919, Gandhiji gave a call for a Satyagraha against Rowlatt Act that the British had just passed. So it has been passed by the British only, Rowlatt Act, and as per this act, anybody can be imprisoned, or anybody can be arrested and can be sent to prison for 2 years without any trial if they are being under suspension, suspect. Okay, so the curved, or the act, this act, that Rowlatt Act, that have prevent fundamental rights of the people, such as freedom of expression, and strengthen the police powers. So that have prevent this freedom of expression and the strengthening of the police powers as well. So Mahatma Gandhi, Muhammad Ali Jinnah and others felt that the government had no right to restrict people's basic freedom. So as per this act, they can arrest anyone. They don't have any freedom. People do not have any freedom to speak for their as because they are being accused, so they cannot speak, so they don't have the freedom. Fundamental rights are being violated by this act, as well as it has also hampered the strengthening power of the police. Okay, so that's why Mahatma Gandhi, then Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and some other nationalists, they felt that the government had no right to restrict people's basic freedom. Government do not have the right to violate the basic freedom of people. So they criticized the act as devilish. So as per Mahatma Gandhi and then Muhammad Ali Jinnah and some other nationalists, this act is a devilish, means like act of evil, which is immoral and tyrannical. Tyrannical means exercising power in a cruel way. So this is a cruel act that has been passed by British, which is not at all can be accepted by the Indians. So Gandhiji asked the Indian people to observe 6 April 1919 as a day of non-violent opposition to this act. So he started this Rowlatt Satyagraha in 1919. So he asked the people of India to observe 6th April 1919 as the day of non-violence, that is just because of opposing the Rowlatt Act. So as a day of humiliation and prayer and hartal. So he asked the people to have the hartal, that is strike, we already know. So it is an act of as a day where we have the humiliation and prayer and hartal. So he asked the people to observe this day as a non-violent opposition day for humiliation and prayer and also hartal. So Satyagraha Sabhas were set up to launch the movement. So to launch this movement, Satyagraha Sabhas means there was kind of meeting or gathering, public gathering have been taking place to lead this Rowlatt Satyagraha movement forward. So Rowlatt Satyagraha turned out to be the first all India struggle against the British government, although it was largely restricted to cities only. Though it was largely restricted to the cities, but Rowlatt Satyagraha, it has turned to be the first all India struggle against the British rule. Initially it was being region to region, this has been the struggles that have been going on, but now Rowlatt Satyagraha have become the first all India, overall in all the country, this Satyagraha have been started, which is against the British, and though it was restricted to cities of different parts of the country. In April 1919, there were a number of demonstrations and hartals in the country, and the government used brutal measures to suppress them. Means during the struggle against the Rowlatt Act, people have come forward, they have done hartals, strikes, and this Satyagraha or this Rowlatt Satyagraha, that has been a movement against the Rowlatt Act, and to suppress this movement, the government have taken some brutal steps to suppress this movement, and one of them was if you remember, the Jallianwala Bagh atrocities. So Jallianwala Bagh incident, if you remember, it is a very brutal and very painful act that has been killing a number of people for no reason. Basically it was like killing of a large number of people, and it is an unpleasant and painful act which was being by General Dyer, that is a British army officer from Bengal. In Amritsar, this incident have taken place on the day of Baisakhi, that is on 13th of April, which were part of this repression to prevent this Rowlatt Satyagraha, this brutal step, that is Jallianwala Bagh incident that had taken place. So on learning about this particular unpleasant event, that is Jallianwala Bagh incident, Rabindranath Tagore, he expressed his pain for the loss of various people in this incident, and also he got angry on the government. So because of that, he Rabindranath Tagore, he has renounced, or we can say he has given up the title which was being given by the British to him, that is the title of knighthood. Okay, so knighthood is basically, it is a title given to a person by British queen or king in respect of giving them a title for for his unexceptional work, or we can say achievements. So Rabindranath Tagore was also awarded with the same knighthood title, but after learning about the incident of Jallianwala Bagh, he has been he got angry on the country's government, and also he was very feeling very sorrow and very painful. He was very much in pain, so to express his pain and anger, he is renouncing the knighthood title. Then, during the Rowlatt Satyagraha, the participants tried to ensure that Hindus and Muslims were united in the fight against British rule. So, during Rowlatt Satyagraha, Gandhiji also was one of them who wanted that the British to fight against the British in respect to this Rowlatt Act. Both Hindus and Muslims should be united, then only they can win, or they can struggle against the British. Then this was also called Mahatma Gandhi, who always saw India as a land of people where there is no discrimination among the people on the basis of race, religion, caste, creed, etc. So as per him also, Hindus and Muslims should support each other in this case. So this is only about the lesson, and these are the new words which you have, or keywords you have seen in the class. Reaped means gather. Alien cause, a cause in a country which is not national cause actually. Then imperialist, the policy of the people who are extending the rule or authority of an empire over a foreign country. So in case of us, Britishers have been considered as the imperialist. Then curved means prevent. Massacre means the act or instance of killing a number of usually helpless or unresisting human beings. Knighthood, it's a title that is given to a man by British king or a queen for his achievements or his service to his country. So these are the homework questions. Why did Rabindranath Tagore give up the title of knighthood? Second question, why was the Satyagraha call given by Gandhiji? What was the reason in 1919? Which Satyagraha it was? You have to just identify. And also, what did it led to? So what was its consequences later on? You have to mention about the Jallianwala Bagh as well. Then the third question is, the First World War altered the economic and political situation in India. Elaborate. You have to see how the political and economic situation has been altered in the country after First World War. Okay students, so this is all about for these three topics. Next topic will be done by Ilora ma'am in group A, but for group B I have to continue the next time.